I wanted to make this video in response to a number of videos I have watched recently in respect of people really struggling with their mental health as they witness the most live stream genocide in our history, and I guess more broadly our general descent as a world into fascism, in a hope that it might help. And I think a lot of the mental health struggles come not just from observing the levels of depravity we have seen, but also are related to the fact we now recognise that our governments are criminal and that our institutions are rotten or are simply tokenistic, that actually have no real power. And I think it's that recognition that because of that, or what is a contributory factor, is recognizing that the burden of trying to stop this genocide really has been laid upon us as ordinary people, and we may feel totally powerless and not sure of how we can win, if we will win. And I think the reality is that we might not win, and that's really difficult. It's really difficult to have to acknowledge that. But I do believe that we should do what's right, irrespective of whether we win or not, because it's about maintaining our own humanity and not giving in, not allowing ourselves to become numb. And in respect to that, I just want to share something that I kind of wrote as part of my speech for last week when we had another of our protests. So I repeat, the burden of stopping this great crime of our century has fallen upon us, and we must respond accordingly, for the love of humanity and future generations. We might feel as Frodo did in Lord of the Rings when he said to Gandalf, "I wish it need not have happened in my time." But as Gandalf replied, "So do I, and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. Let us make our time here on this planet meaningful, valuable, something we can look back on with pride by standing with the Palestinian community, with all people of conscience around the world." And I think that that is what we need to get to grips with as part of managing this time, is just making sure that the choices we make are meaningful and something that we can be proud of, and not allowing ourselves to become desensitized, to become numb, because otherwise it means they have won, they have successfully stolen our humanity. And that's why I have stated many, many times, this is also resistance. But alongside that, I think it's really important to really provide spaces for each other, to really allow ourselves to feel the emotions and to release the emotions. I think that's really important, to process them, as painful as they may be. And that's why locally we have organised things such as grief circles. Sometimes a few of us has even gone down to the beach and throw stones and sworn from the top of our lungs, to allow space to release the anger in a appropriate way that doesn't harm anyone. Solidarity really is everything, and I think one of the antidotes to all we're seeing is to really build our communities. And when I talk about solidarity, not just in terms of attending protests, but in terms of really reaching out to one another and building community, building relationships, providing space to just to be with one another, to cry, to console, to hold, but also moments for lighter things, to laugh at the insanity, because in that fellowship we can find strength and resource to keep moving forward. As they try to atomize the Palestinian people and our communities in different ways around the world, Let's pull ourselves back together. This is the way we overcome them and their project. And I believe this is also, regardless of the outcome, how we lay foundations for the world we actually want. And it is about role modeling, to show others, to show the younger generation that there is another way forward. These are truly critical times in our history as a species, but let us meet their hate with love and insistence on love. And let's meet apathy with allowing ourselves to feel it all, even the raw, painful, heavy emotions. So I don't know if this helps, but I'm hoping it might. And I just want to send my love and solidarity to all of you who are struggling. Let us live our lives in a way that when we take our final breaths in this life, we can do so with a peace of mind that we tried our very best. We held on to our humanity and we refused to bow, to submit to the twisted world that they wanted to drag us into. And let's never forget that nothing lasts forever. That's true about good things, but it's also true about bad things. Take care, friends, and as always, free Palestine.